Humble obeisances to you all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please pardon me for my voice. My voice is not that much good today. We are continuing. I welcome you all to His Holiness Candramauli Swami Maharaj's daily class. Today we are continuing with our Srimad Bhagavatam series of first canto, 19th chapter. Today's verse is 34. And we are very happy to have Maharaj on the call. Hare Krishna Maharaj, my humble obeisances to you. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. I'm just sharing my screen again. You can please take over. Yes, please. Hare Krishna.
Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, chapter 19, the appearance of Sukadeva Goswami, verse 34. Sanidyate Mahayogin Pantakani Mahatyapi Sadyo Nasyanti Vaipumsam Vishnur Eva Suretaraha. Just as, drop it down a little. Okay. Just as the atheist cannot remain in the presence of the personality of Godhead, so also the invulnerable sins of a man are immediately vanquished in your presence, O saint, O great mystic. Purport: there are two classes of human beings, namely the atheist and the devotees of the Lord. The devotee of the Lord, because of godly quality, is called a demigod, where the atheist is called a demon. The demon cannot stand in the presence of Vishnu, personality of Godhead. The demons are always busy in trying to vanquish the personality of Godhead. But factually, as soon as the personality of Godhead appears, by either his transcendental name, form, attributes, pastimes, paraphernalia, or variegatedness, the demon is at once vanquished. It is said that a ghost cannot remain as soon as the holy name of the Lord is chanted. The great saints and devotees of the Lord are in the list of his paraphernalia, and thus, as soon as the saintly devotee is present, the ghostly sins are at once vanquished. That is the verdict of all Vedic literatures. One is recommended, therefore, to associate only with saintly devotees, so that worldly demons and ghosts cannot exert their sinister influence. Om Gyan Timirandasya Gyanha Jana Salakaya Chaksun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Guruve Namaha Ma Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimakti Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pacharine Nirvasesa Sunyavari Pastyatya De Satarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Vanchakalpa Tarubhischa Kripa Sindhu Payevacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavibhyo Namaha. So it's mentioned just like when the sun appears, all the dacoits hide and all of the darkness is disappeared or dissipated. And in the same way, when the light of the personality of Godhead appears anywhere in his name, fame, form, paraphernalia, variegatedness, and any attribute of his existence, and all inauspiciousness immediately is vanquished or destroyed. That is forced to leave by the power of that presence. And in the same way, the pure devotees of the Lord reflect that light of the Lord in the world. And therefore, even when such personalities appear, even these inauspicious elements, they are also vanquished and dissipated. So devotees sometimes have they're concerned about the evil forces in the world and how much they're influencing how things go on in the world. But for the devotees, there's no worry and no concern, because as long as they seriously and regularly associate with that pure light of the Lord's person in the form of the chanting of the holy name, then everything inauspicious is destroyed. There's many examples in the lives of devotees in our ISKCON society where such dangerous elements have threatened the lives of devotees. As soon as the devotees chant the holy name or take shelter of the Lord in one form or another, and all of the dangers automatically disappear. There are many examples. So, and Prabhupada said, he said this in 1972 lecture, he said the demons are increasing in the world today, and then he said they will continue to increase. But the devotees don't have anything to worry about as long as they chant the holy names of the Lord and take shelter of the Lord in devotion. Prabhupada gives the example how Hiranyakashipu, such a powerful demon, simply by the raising of his eyebrows, all the demigods would flee in fear, except for Lord Shiva, Lord Brahma, and Narada Muni. Even Lord Indra, he lost his throne to Hiranyakashipu. Hiranyakashipu took over the heavenly realm and sat on the throne of Indra. And he was so powerful. And he had this little son who was only 5 years old, but the son was a pure devotee of the Lord. And he knew nothing but the service of the Lord. And when his father tried to convert him into becoming a follower of his demoniac program, in other words, he was trying to teach him what it means to become a demon, how to destroy your enemies, how to manipulate the material energy so you can gain so many material benefits. Prahlad Maharaj simply tolerated all of that and took shelter of Krishna. And even when his father got so frustrated in his attempt to change his son, he tried everything. He threw him in boiling oil. The oil was ineffective. He sent his soldiers to stab him with spears and knives. The spears and knives were unaffected. They couldn't do anything to Prahlad. They did so many things. They put him in fire. Still, the fire didn't burn him. And Hiranyakashipu threw him off a cliff, but the Lord was there to catch him. And then he actually threw him in an ocean, and then took him. He had such power, he threw a mountain on top of the ocean to drown, make sure that he would drown after being thrown in the ocean. Still, nothing, not even a hair on his head was disturbed. This is the power of the Lord's care for his devotee. We have the similar example with Devaki. Devaki was in the jail cell of her vicious and what we say evil brother, Kamsa. And he tried so many ways to vanquish her and her husband, but they were all protected by Krishna. Rake Krishna More Krishna Rake. And when the pure devotee is there, and when the presence of the Lord is felt through the chanting of the holy name, all inauspiciousness goes. So, therefore, one should never be fearful of taking shelter of the holy name of the Lord, because that is the only process by which one can free themselves from all the effects. Lord Nrsingadev also, he is very much inclined to serve his devotee in different ways by protecting them against the demonic and evil forces in the world, and at the same time protecting them against material dangers. Material danger is everywhere. Padam padam ya vi padam says that this material world is a place of danger. At any moment, one can be destroyed. At any time, without any previous warning. But one who is situated nicely in keeping their consciousness fixed on the lotus feet of the Lord, chanting of the holy name of the Lord, which is non-different than the lotus feet of the Lord, the devotees are free. They're happy. It's just like where you have a hurricane. Hurricane is a very fast whirlwind. It can spin up to 150 miles an hour. And it can knock down tornadoes also. Hurricane is the graduation of a hurricane is a tornado, even more fierce. But if you go inside the center of the hurricane, it's calm, it's peaceful. Although the wind is blowing everywhere around, in the middle there is no disturbance at all. It's like it's not even happening. So, in the same way, all of these dangers are everywhere in the world, and people are being subjected to them at every moment. And we're seeing so many calamities in the world. People are dying from mishaps, from accidents, from thieves, rogues, and so many other evil entities. But the devotees are fine because the devotees are taking shelter of the Lord, and especially in the presence of such great souls as Sukadev Goswami, or someone not even not on the same level, but someone who is also a pure devotee. Everything becomes auspicious because the presence of the pure devotee is the presence of the Lord reflected in that pure devotee, and it's non-different here. And so we're getting a little insight of how valuable it is to have the presence of a great saint or a great personality. So therefore, as devotees, we should seek out and search out that type of association also, because that's the process by where advancement in spiritual life becomes very quick. Their advancement in spiritual life generally is very slow and steady. It's slow, but it goes in the right direction. But there's ways to make quicker advancement, and that is in the association of great souls, hearing from them, and finding ways to offer some service to them. And so that is a way to accelerate our purification in Krishna consciousness. Sadhu Sangha, Sarvashastri Hoy, Lavamatta Sadhu Sangha, Sarvasiddhi Hoy. To search out a great soul is actually the business of a serious devotee. Sometimes devotees don't think it's so important. I don't have time. I have so many things to do in this world. But the most important thing that we have to do is become Krishna conscious. All of the material responsibilities will go on in some form or another. And they may take a little bit of our effort and time. But we should use quality time and make arrangements to hear from and associate with great souls. especially now the summer is here, and there are so many opportunities to go to so many festivals, arrangements, and Rath Yatras are there all over the country, and there's always many great personalities who come to the Rath Yatra. Of course, Lord Jagannath is personally there in his transcendental form, along with his powerful brother Baladev and his very mystical sister Subhadra. Both of them, they come to give the darshan. Even for the non-devotees, when they see the Rath Yatra, they are guaranteed a human birth in the next life simply by seeing the Lord sitting on his chariot, performing his pastime of returning to Vrindavan. So everything is auspicious by the appearance of the Lord and the appearance of the pure devotees. But we have to be eager for that association and be eager to serve in that association also. And that makes Krishna consciousness susukham. It makes it very pleasing and very joyful when we associate with and serve great personalities like that. Because they carry within their heart the mercy of the Lord, and they're always eager to distribute. We're seeing here Sukadev Goswami. When he heard about this great king who was sitting down at the bank of the Jamuna River, fasting till death, he came. He came. He came. No one asked him to come. He came on his own desire to give his mercy to this great personality, Maharaj Pariksit. So that's also, we see that sometimes, many times, the pure devotees, they travel around the world, they travel around the universe sometimes, just to give their association to others, which will purify the other people. We have the example of Narada Muni. He's the transcendental spaceman. He can travel anywhere. He can even go to the spiritual world and see Lord Narayan personally. And he travels after seeing Lord Narayan. He comes and he glorifies the Lord by chanting on his Veena, singing the glories of the Lord, and coming to very strategic places to give his mercy to the conditioned souls and to perform his pastimes on behalf of the Lord in the material world. So the great souls, although they don't have to, but they do, they travel everywhere in order to give benedictions. So taking advantage of that means the greatest thing that we can do for our spiritual advancement. And therefore, devotees are always eager to get that association. Mm-hmm. And by the arrangements of Srila Prabhupada, our society is so universal that anywhere in the world you can go and get the association of great personalities. It's not that it's localized in India or just in one place. Anywhere in the world, so many programs to bring devotees together. Great souls also appear in these sanghas, and they chant, they dance, they give their lectures, and they inspire others in Krishna consciousness. So that's our process, to take advantage of that association. If we don't take advantage of it, later on we will regret not doing that. We will think, oh, just seeing, I had so much opportunity, yet I didn't take the opportunity to take the chance for advancement in Krishna consciousness. We don't want to waste time. This is the most important thing, because Either we become Krishna conscious, or the option is we have to suffer. Material world is designed for the living entity to suffer. There's nothing you can do to make this place a nice place. It's not possible. It's just the way it is. There's birth, death, disease, old age, miseries of the body and mind, miseries of living entities, miseries of the higher power. And if these things don't disturb us, then the frustrations that come by trying to fulfill our desires in this material world are numerous. And especially nowadays, people are, we can see everyone is getting sick. And the illnesses are escalating faster than ever before on a worldwide level, because people don't know how to live in this world. And of course, their karma also causes them to create sinful activities. And because they commit sinful activities, they get reactions in the form of suffering, sickness, debilitation, frustration, anxiety. So this is the material world. Don't waste time trying to fix this place, because you can't fix it. All you can do is try to become unaffected by it by coming to the platform of transcendence, which is Krishna conscious. When you're engaged in devotional service, you are on the transcendental platform. You may not perceive it exactly the way it's explained, but it's happening automatically by the power of devotional service. And especially when we chant the holy names of the Lord, in kirtan, japa, we are free from all of the effects of this material energy. And we're moving our consciousness back to the natural state of purity through the chanting. And even if there is some imminent danger, because one is engaged in devotional service, the danger is not even there. I was telling the devotees just yesterday, and when we went for Rath Yatra, one devotee asked me about the Ukraine and how the devotees are doing in the Ukraine. And there's more than 20,000 devotees in the Ukraine. And they're all being protected by the Lord, so much so that even in the most dangerous situations, the danger is not there. And that's the power of Krishna. Krishna, he says, Kontiya pratijani hi name bhakta pranashyati. To be declared boldly, my O Arjuna. He asks his pure devotee Arjuna to declare it. He doesn't say it himself. He says it himself, but just to emphasize what he says and to give it what we say, authority. He asks his pure devotee to say it. My devotee will never be destroyed because he is my devotee. And that's the mercy of the Lord. He always takes care of his devotees, provided we seek that shelter, not in a very whimsical way, but in a way that is very infused with the eagerness to get the Lord's association, especially the chanting of the holy name. Okay, we can stop there and open it up for discussion.
Hare Krishna, Maharaj, thank you so much. Such a wonderful class. Thank you for reminding us about the situation around us and how to be more focused on Krishna's lotus feet and chanting. Thank you so much. Dear devotees, if you have any questions or comments, you can please go ahead now. And please turn on your cameras if possible, wherever you are. Thank you. Maharaj, while others are thinking, like, so when you were saying about,
Go ahead.
when you are saying about these devotees, even though they are away from these sinful activities, even they also get some discomforts in their life, or some other things happening, or some disturbances. So is it due to because of their karma, past karma, or like Krishna is testing us to become more tolerant or patient? Uh, how can we see that?
The fact is, you have a material body. The material body is designed for suffering. You can try to do whatever you can to counteract the suffering, but you can't counteract it completely. Just the material body is what it is. It'll break down, it'll get, various types of problems, sicknesses, and so on. Gets disturbances by it. But these things are slight. Devotees just tolerate them and go on with their Krishna consciousness. It doesn't disturb their relationship with Krishna. They just tolerate it. See, the non-devotees live for the body. The devotees live for Krishna. If you don't live simply to fulfill the bodily needs in life, then when something happens to the body, it's not a great disturbance. You just tolerate it and go on. But if you center your life around your body, then you'll suffer when things go different, go haywire, or something happens. Therefore, devotees don't suffer, but because they're in the material world and they have a material body, there's still disturbances. It's just the way it is.
Mm.
And there's the element of tolerance. That's all.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. Thank you so much.
Mm-hmm.
Sridevi Mataji, please go ahead.
Thank you, Srimati. Dear Guru Maharaj, please accept my most humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Guru Maharaj, you said in this class just now that by engaging in devotional service, we are on the transcendental platform. But at the moment, because we are mixed devotees, our services is impure, our chanting is not pure. Even though we are chanting impurely, we are not on the platform of pure devotional service. Can it still be considered we are on the transcendental platform?
You're executing the process of pure devotional service. You may not be experiencing the highest experience of pure devotional service, but you should know one thing for sure: you're liberated automatically. Devotional service is on the liberated platform. Anyone who's engaged in devotional service is free from the influence of the three modes of material nature. So, yeah, but you have to continue and then gradually make progress to the stage of no material desires. As long as we have material desires, we're gonna find difficulties and disturbances. We're gonna find Krishna consciousness hard to execute. It's not, what I meant to say is that to have material desires is not a disqualification for making progress. To try to fulfill material desires causes one not to be able to practice Krishna consciousness properly or effectively, because material desires will come in and disturb that. So we have to learn what is the material desire, even though we may have it in terms of our, it might still be situated within our mind and heart. Just don't act on it. That's all. Don't try to fulfill it. If you try to fulfill your material desires, then you're causing yourself more disturbances. And Krishna consciousness slows down a lot.
Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj.
Thank
Aarti,
you.
yeah. Aarti Mataji, please go ahead. You are muted, Mataji. You can unmute.
Thank you so much, Mataji. Hare Krishna, Prabhu, Dandat Pranam, all glories to Srila Prabhupada. Please accept my humble obeisances. Prabhu, my question is, Maharaji, my question is like sometime in the middle of the night, like around 2 a.m. or 1 a.m., my son is not sleeping. He's just jumping on the bed. So can I chant on the beats? I do chanting on those time because I'm not able to sleep because of him, and he's not letting me sleep. So can I do the chanting on the beats? Usually I do on mobile because I don't want to touch the beats. So I was a little confused.
Yeah, sure. You can do it on the beats for sure. No problem.
Thank you so much, Maharaj, for clearing this.
How old is your son?
He's 6, Maharaj.
Oh, 6, and he's still causing disturbances?
Maharaj, he's delayed. He is in spectrum.
Oh, I see. So he needs some assistance all the time, huh?
Yes, Maharaj.
Yeah, well, that is the burden of motherhood. But as time goes on, if you're chanting there with him, that'll also help him.
I do, Maharaj, but what he loves to play with the beads. Like I chant and he will just snatch my bead and he won't let me, he will jump on me. So I do with the mobile so that he don't see my beads. And
you have to see what works the best. I don't know. If you can prevent him from taking your beads, that's one thing. If you can't, then maybe you can chant on your fingers.
yes,
We have the fingers, we have the 4 fingers, and in the 4 fingers, there's 12 sections there. And using your thumb, you put it on one section and then you go to the other, and each time you finish a round, you move from one section to another like that. So that's a way to count and at the same time chant.
Yes, Maharaj.
You try it. Now, it might be better than using your beads if he's going to snatch it, because that's not good.
Yes, Maharaj. I will try to chant on my fingers.
Yeah, and that's what people who do in jail. They don't have beads. They do the finger chanting. You have 12 sections. If you go around 9 times on those 12 sections, you're doing 1 round of japa.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
Okay. Hare Krishna.
Dear devotees, any more questions? Maharaj, when you are talking about the material problems, you said like we have to find spiritual solutions. So all the time we may not be in that awareness or in that consciousness to search for the spiritual solutions. It will take little time, patience, or anything. But so at that time, is it recommended to consult any seniors to help us in finding solutions, or search in the scriptures, or just meditate on how to go?
The question is, what are you trying to learn?
Yes, yeah. And how to actually get to that particular stage, like where we can find the spiritual solution for our material problems.
Oh, everything is in the words of the spiritual master, form of his talks, or it's there in his books. See, everything. Prabhupada covered everything. You can also consult your own spiritual master or someone who's an advanced devotee in your area. Yeah, there's so many avenues we can get the answers. Not limited. If you want to know something in Krishna consciousness, it's easy. There's so many avenues to explore. And you can always write the questions, send it to your spiritual master, or Send it to your local spiritual person who is qualified in your area. So many ways.
Mm.
Yeah. We should be eager to learn. We shouldn't think, well, I don't know this, but it doesn't really matter. It does matter.
So we should not differentiate like these are the material things or these are the spiritual. So whatever it comes in our life, we have to be always searching for any spiritual solution, right, Maharaj?
Yeah. We give a seminar. It's called Material Problems, Spiritual Solutions.
Mm.
Because material problems cannot be solved with a material approach. Prahlad Maharaj, the great pure devotee of the Lord, says material solutions to material problems are more problematic than the actual problems. They lead to another problem.
Mm.
The solution to everything is on the spiritual platform. Material energy can't, it just keeps moving and changing. You can't win in this material world. It's not possible. You can struggle as much as you can, but ultimately you're defeated. When you have higher knowledge, then you can apply that knowledge and understand how to get the knowledge you need and also free yourself from the suffering that comes in this material world. People suffer because of ignorance. And then the word ignorance comes from the word ignorance contains the word ignore. So we're ignoring the Lord. We're ignoring the spiritual teachers. And we're thinking we can solve our own problems by material arrangements. We take shelter of the secular gurus out there. I mean, for a practical thing, if you want to learn how to, fix a car, you don't go to the scriptures for that. You go to an auto mechanic and a book, that's different. But for anything that's related to your practice of devotional service, even like how to maintain the family nicely, how to live in such a way that you don't get entangled in unnecessary activities. All of these things are there, given by the Acharyas, by Spiritual Prabhupada.
Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. Thank you so much. So I have a relative, like she's getting into all these one by one things around her, and she chants, but she's not that much serious in Krishna consciousness. But um, she's not able to understand that unless you more focus on the devotional service, you cannot get away from these problems or the things coming around us one by one. So I'm trying to uh, tell her something, but it's not working. So yeah.
So you can bring a horse to water, but you can't make him drink.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
It's better to spend time with people who are more receptive instead of the people who are not receptive.
Mm.
Because you just waste time and there's no progress. There are people who are eager to learn, eager to practice. Those are the people you want to spend your time with.
Mm. Yes, Maharaj. Yeah. Thank you so much. Sridevi Mataji, you have another question? No, sorry.
Guru Maharaj. Yes, please. I'm sorry,
Yeah.
instead of unmuting, I lowered my hand.
Okay.
Guru Maharaj, you said at one point that we shouldn't try to fix this material world. But devotees being very compassionate and merciful, we want to help others. We want to give Krishna consciousness. And Srila Prabhupada said, even if few people, some percentage becomes Krishna conscious, this whole world will become Vaikuntha, peaceful and prosperous, because more number of people become Krishna conscious, then less sinful activities and more Mother Nature will respond accordingly instead of these hurricanes and tornadoes and forest fires and so on. So devotees do want to fix the world at some level, isn't it? We want to help people become Krishna conscious, isn't it?
Well, fix yourself first, then you can fix others. What can you give if you don't, if you're in need? The doctor wants to be a doctor, but he hasn't trained to become a doctor, and he's practicing to become to give medicine and medical advice. Yeah, you can help others as much as you are fixed in your own practice. But I mean, to show kindness, that's just a human quality. You know, if somebody is walking towards the door and both hands are full, we open the door for them, right? So that's just human nature. But when it gets down to really helping some people, the material things, sometimes we get involved, but it's not like we make a big thing out of it. We usually give them the advice on how they can solve their own problems. You know, you give people a book, that's the best. Invite them to a temple, that's second best, I think.
Thank you, Guru Maharaj.
You know all these things.
Yes, yes, Guru Maharaj, by your mercy, you have given me this directive. You have told me to do this. So that's why I'm constantly thinking how we can do better, how I can do better, how I can make a difference, how I can be more effective. And as you rightly said, first fix yourself. So that's where the work needs to be done. Thank you.
Thank you, Mataji. Rasvilasni Mataji, please go ahead.
Hare Krishna, Guru Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances onto your lotus feet. All praise to Srila Prabhupada, all praise to you. Maharaj, if we talk about the shlokas, love matra sadhu sangha sarva siddhi hoye. Even for a moment, if we associate with sadhus, we will be purified. And if we talk about the India, that some sadhu comes to the program and give lectures, but generally people don't show interest. So how to understand this from Maharaj? Just because of their desire, their consciousness?
What is the question? I'm not clear on the question.
Maharaj, sadhu comes to the program in the temple and give lectures, but the new people came and they are also hearing, but they are not showing interest. So how to lava matra sadhu sangha, how to validate this point, like for a moment?
Mata doesn't happen right away. It's a constant practice of hearing from great souls. The lava mata will appear after, as Prabhupada said, when the wood is wet, it doesn't ignite. But when the wood dries out, you put a match, you got fire. So people are hearing, but they're still very much attached to this material world. Now, their hearing has some effect, but it's very slow. That's where it says, Tad vidi patipatena paripasyena sevaya upadekshanti te jnanam jnanina tattva darshanaham. Approach a bona fide spiritual master inquire from him submissively and ready to be ready to render service. We have to approach with inquiry and a service mood. That's how you approach. Not you sit there and debate with him, or you just sit there and play with your cell phone while you're listening to the class. Krishna consciousness has to be done seriously. If it's not serious, you won't get any benefit from it. It's the most serious thing we can do. Plus, serious doesn't mean it's not joyful, but if we're not serious, and serious means do it in the proper way, learn how to practice Krishna consciousness.
Thank you, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Hare Krishna.
Haribo, thank you, Rasa.
Thank you. Yeah, dear devotees, any more questions?
Okay, we can stop here.
Yes, Maharaj. Would you like to chant one round if you have time?
Yeah, let me just secure my beads and I'll be right back. We're in the middle of a Rath Yatra festival here.
Yeah.
Today is the second half.
What country are you in, Maharaj? Hare Krishna.
In Canada, Toronto.
Is it a Kirtan festival, Maharaj? Or the Rath Yatra continues?
Rath Yatra festival, Rath Yatra festival and festival. So
Okay.
festival follows Rath Yatra, and today it's just a festival. We're set up on an island. To get to the island, we have to cross an area of the Ontario River, a small section. We go by boat to get across. And there's a big ocean liner. It's a ferry boat, and it holds a couple thousand people on it. They carry people back and forth. Or you can go on a little motorboat. They call it a water taxi. And on the island, there are many people doing other things, but we have our festival there. Full Krishna conscious festival. Everything is there. Books, seminars, kirtans, prasadam, so many things, dramas, plays. It's like a major display of Krishna consciousness in all of its variety. It's nice. Today is the second day.
Yeah.
Second and last day.
Maharaj, Manisha raised her hand. Can we take a question?
Be right back.
Yeah.
Actually, yesterday's Rath Yatra was 2 times as much people came this year than they did last year.
Wow.
I think there was more than 5,000 or 6,000 people that came for the Rath Yatra. It was huge.
Great, Maharaj.
Yeah. And Rath Yatras are going on. London will have its Rath Yatra on the 21st of this month, which is next weekend. That's big too. I think that's even bigger than the one here in, or at least it's equally big. Huge. And in America, every weekend there's a Rath Yatra in one place.
Yes, Maharaj.
San Francisco is coming up. Los Angeles is a big Rath Yatra. There's Rath Yatras all over North America. Every week, all the way up until September. Every weekend.
Yeah, next weekend is in Detroit too. Detroit.
There's one coming in Detroit.
Yeah, next week, 21st.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good. We got a lot of Detroit devotees there.
Yes, Maharaj.
Okay, so
Manisha raised her hand. Mataji, do you have any question? Leslie, you raised your hand.
Yes, yes, Mataji. Can I
Yeah.
ask Maharaj?
Acha, hey.
Hare Krishna,
Sure.
Maharaj. Please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. Maharaj, I get so many pure devotees. I get association of so many pure devotees like you, like His Holiness Radhanath Swami Maharaj, and so many others. But one day, one senior devotee said to me that you have so much association of pure devotees, but your mind is questioning all the time. So, I, so she said to me that your association is on material level. So, Maharaj, what should I do to take association on a spiritual level?
Ask your question and carry out the answer. Don't just listen to the answer and it just goes in one ear and out the other. There's a story where there's a deity. I don't know how, I can't remember the whole details. So they put a straw in his ear and it comes out the other side. And then they do it again and they put the straw in his ear and it doesn't come out at all. And then they do it the third time, and they put the straw in his ear and it comes out his mouth. So the first one is go in one ear and out the other, nothing. The other one is in one ear, stays there and doesn't go anywhere else. And the last one is they put it in and then it comes out the mouth. It comes out in the form of action. So yeah, if you're asking questions, you should be taking the answers and applying them in your life, or learning how to apply them. Otherwise, that person who said that, it's material, is right. There's people who just like to ask questions because that's what they do. Just ask questions.
Thank you so much, Maharaj.
You're sure now? You just asked me a question. What are you going to do with it?
Mataji,
Yeah, you should, if you're getting that kind of good association, you should always be eager for service. You serve, great souls is great service. And then you start getting attracted to Krishna more and more. Yeah.
Okay, Maharaj. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.
Don't be lazy. Prabhupada says, if you're lazy, I kick you out. This is not a program for lazy people.
yes, Maharaj.
Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhaktivinoda Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Ram Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare. Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna, Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Ram, Hare Krishna. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Hare Ram. Hare Krishna, Krishna. Hare Ram, Hare